everyone, and welcome to my channel. If you're new here, welcome. If not, welcome back, and thank you for supporting me. I'm Coretta. So today I have another video for my Cricut beginners. In this video, I will be reviewing the 6 essential designing tools in Cricut Design Space. Come on, let's get started. During this tutorial, I will be using shapes to assist me with explaining how to use the group, attached, slice, weld, contour, and flatten tools. I will also explain when you should use them. To begin, I'm going to add a square and a triangle to the canvas. And I'm going to turn the triangle red so that you can distinguish this. So if I arrange these shapes to look like a house, and then I go to make it, Cricut is going to automatically sort these mats based on color. So these shapes will sort based on the color, and because of that, they're going to cut on 2 separate mats. They're going to cut on, the square is going to cut on the black mat, and the triangle is going to cut on the red mat. Now the first tool I will be discussing is group. Group keeps everything together on the canvas so that I can move them at the same time. To group, you would just select both of the shapes, and on the top of your layers panel, you would select group. As you can see, this will keep the shapes together and they move like one shape. But when I go to make it, you will see that I still have 2 different mats, and that's because they are different colors. Next is attach. Attach will keep everything together on both the canvas and when I go to make it to cut. So I'm going to add another square to the canvas. I'm going to size it down, and I'm going to turn it yellow. I'm going to position it with my black square. So I'm going to position the yellow square on top of my black square. Now, if I want to keep everything in the same place as I have positioned them here on the screen, I need to attach them. So I'm going to select everything, and I am going to go to the bottom right menu and select attached. When I selected attached, everything changed to one color. But as you can see over here on the layers panel, I still have 3 layers. Now, if I go to make it, everything on the cut mat will be one color, and it will be on one cutting mat. And as you can see, it's laid out in the same way that I have it on my canvas, and you can see all of the cut lines. Because all of the cut lines are still there, the machine would cut out the triangle, it would cut out the big square, and it would cut out the small square that is inside. Now for slice. The slice tool allows you to cut a shape, an image, or a text out of a shape, image, or a text. Slice sometimes get confused with attach. This is because you can kind of use the attach tool to cut out a shape, image, or text, but you will only see your results after you go to make it. However, if I want to see the design and how it looks before I go to make it, I would just select the small square and the big square. Then I would go to the bottom right and I would select slice. Once sliced, I would remove the pieces and delete the pieces that I don't want. So I'm going to delete the pieces that I don't want. And here is what the design would look like if I use slice. The most important thing to remember about slice is that you can only slice 2 layers at a time. For example, I'm going to add another square to the canvas, and I'm going to add this square, and I'm going to size it down. I'm going to turn this square red. I'm going to position this square, over on the larger black box. I'm going to insert another square, size it down, and I'm going to turn it yellow and position it on to the black square. When I select all of the squares together, the slice feature here down on the bottom right is not available. But if I select the red square and select the black square, I can slice. I will remove the pieces, delete the pieces that I don't want, and I'm going to send this to the back because the last function brought it to the top. Then I will select the yellow square. I'm going to select the yellow square and the black square, and then I'm going to slice again. I'm going to delete the pieces that I don't want. And now I have a square with 2 squares cut out of it. Now I have my design the way. Now I can see how my design would look with the item sliced before I go to cut. Okay, let's talk about weld. Weld is used when you want to permanently mend 2 or more layers into 1 layer. Weld is like gluing things together. So say that I want this house to be 1 layer. What I would do is that I will select both of the shapes again. I will go to the bottom right, and under combine, I will select weld. Now you see that everything changed to 1 color, and on my layers panel, I only have 1 layer. When I go to make it, I only have 1 mat, and the machine is only going to cut this solid shape. So you can see it will cut around the outside of the house, and then it will cut out the windows. Remember, when welding, it is a permanent function, and it cannot be undone after you save the project. It can only be undone by hitting the undo button. Weld is very helpful with cursive writing. So let's take a look. I'm going to add some text to the canvas, and I'm going to type home. I'm going to change the font of home to a system font. That's a cursive font, and I like Baby Child. So I'm going to move it over here. So if you look closely, I'm going to make it bigger and I'm going to change it to a lighter color so that we can take a look. So if you look closely, you can see that there are little black lines that join the H with the O with the M, and the M with the E. These little black lines indicate that each letter is its own individual shape. They are attached to each other, so they will just cut like they are on the as it appears on the canvas. It'll cut like that on the mat, but as individual shapes. But if you weld them, the thin black line is gone, creating one single shape. Contour is another design tool. Contour allows you to show or hide details within a layer so that you can pick and choose which parts of the design you want to cut. For example, I'm going to move this over a little and move this down and over a little. So for example, I only want one window in this house. So I'm going to make sure that the house is selected, and then on the bottom right, I'm going to select contour. Here, you can either select the parts that you want to hide from the grayscale side on the left-hand side, or you can select them from the right-hand side. And so I want to hide this window, and so I'm going to click this window. And once I am finished, I'm going to click the X. And as you can see, that the contour feature hid the other window that was in the house shape. I have a video that goes more into detail on using the contour tool for designing. I have inserted the link in the top right of the screen. The last tool is Flatten. Flatten is a very easy tool to use. Flatten combines multiple layers into one single layer that you can use to make print then cut projects. So here I'm going to add another square. I'm going to size it down, and I am going to make this square a door for our house. So this square is going to be representative of the door to our house. I'm going to select all of the house with the new square included, and I'm going to go to the bottom right and I'm going to select Flatten. Now when I go to make it, you see that I have two mats. I have a print then cut mat, and then I have a yellow mat. I can print the house and I can cut the word home out with vinyl. Or I can position home under the house and size it down for my project. I can size it down, and then I can select the house and the word home, and then I can flatten that. When I go to make it, I now only have one print then cut mat. Here, it will print out the house and the word home on your choice of paper. However, when I put it in the Cricut machine, the Cricut is going to cut out the house and then it's going to cut out the word home as two individual pieces. But if I add another shape, I can make labels or stickers. So to do that, I'm going to add a circle. I'm going to change the circle to blue. I'm going to send it to the back. And I'm going to position it behind the house and size it so that the house and the word home both fit into my circle. Now again, I'm going to select them all, go to the bottom and hit flatten. Now I'm going to go to make it. And here on the make it screen, you can see that I have my blue circle, my red house with the black door and the word home. It is going to print just like this, but the Cricut is only going to cut around the circle. Now you've seen the 6 designing tools and how to use them. All right, guys, that's all for now. Hopefully this made a little more sense and made you a little more comfortable on when and how to use these design tools. If you like this video and would like to see more, please give it a thumbs up, share it with your friends, and consider subscribing to my channel. Don't forget to hit the notification bell so that you can be notified every time I upload a video. If you have any questions, leave them in the comments below and I will respond back. Thank you for watching and see you in my next video.